Big Blue Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Big Blue Steph back at you with another video. This one, a 6-part series. This is part 1 of the New York Giants 2022-2023 season in review video. Now this could have been one long video, but I know these days attention span is not as long as what it used to be. And you know, if you get bored with the content, you won't watch it all the way to the end unless it's really engaging, but let's cut it up in 6 pieces. So this first one is going to be kind of like the off season and what led to the beginning of this season. First of all, again, I know I did a video on this early back, part of the season, but thank you, Joe Judge, for your 11-minute rant that ran you out of New York, New Jersey. I mean, it was just ridiculous. You were trying to validate yourself. You were trying to prove to the media who you were and what people meant to you, what you meant to other people. Players want to come back, how you've steered the ship, how you have this culture thing going on. Your culture was some doo-doo. Literally. Doo-doo. Come on now. But thank you for doing that 11-minute rant, because that led to your ouster. You were ran out of town, and everything's been all good ever since overall. So coming from that, we were in the market for not only a coach, but finally a GM as well, because your boy Gettleman kind of knew the writing on the wall and knew his time was pretty much limited with the New York Giants. So he decided to retire. Respectful way for him to go out. Cool. So what did that do for us? We needed a new GM and new coach. And thank God, Mara decided to do it the right way. Get the GM first. Let the GM pick his coach. Let the coach pick his staff. Not get an OC, then get a GM, and then get a coach. So where did we get our GM? Where did we get our coach? The Buffalo Bills, who have been kind of a model of consistency and winning for the last 4 to 5 seasons. So, hey, why not? He became available. Joe Schoen, that is. Brian Daboll, head coach. Saw a lot of good work with him and Josh Allen. You saw Josh Allen as a rookie. You're probably like, ooh, he's bust waiting to happen. And you saw a nice, steady progression. You saw the confidence, all the physical tools that he had evolved into an elite quarterback. What do we have in here in New York? Daniel Jones, unfulfilled tools as a number 6 overall pick. Let's see what we can do. So yes, we got the tandem of Daboll with Schoen. And we even plucked off one of our adversaries' assistant GM. We tabbed him as our assistant GM. Brandon Brown, and let's go to work. So what do? Figured out our staff. Next thing we know, we have Wink Martindale as our D coordinator. Mike Kafka came over from KC, Kansas City. First time play caller. Hey, give him a shot. But you saw the creativity, and these coaches talk and they know who's doing what in the league and who's helping the game plan and such. So give him a shot, and there it was. We filled out the roster, the coaching roster after that. Next thing you know, it's time to start looking at the draft for free agency. If Gettleman ain't do nothing right, he did 2 things right with us. One, he actually did draft semi-decently and getting us DJ and Saquon, Andrew Thomas, Sexy Dexy. So his drafts were alright. But 2, he finally traded back. We were able to get 2 first-round picks, 2 top 10 picks because of Gettleman. So we'll give him credit there. But other than that, free agency, coaching, yeah, he wasn't on it. So with our picks, 5th overall, this fell in our laps. Kayvon Thibodeaux, and with the 7th pick, Evan Neal. Pretty stout way to start your draft and start your new era as Giants GM and coach. So I think we did well there. Free agency, I won't go into the rest of the draft because this is kind of a season of review in brief. But In free agency, we try to fill in little by little. We signed Glowinski to a 3-year contract for right guard, and he is what he is. He's a run blocking right guard, pass blocking suspect. We'll deal with it as we continue to build. But once again, Gettleman left a crappy cap situation where, unfortunately, one of our top players on the defensive end, cornerback James Bradbury, it was just a matter of time before we had to release him to make room to even just sign our draft picks. That's how bad things were. So Bradbury was gone, and of course, where does he go? Philly. We'll deal with that later. But we had enough to fill out the roster. So we go into training camp. Of course, Kadarius Toney, a no-show in the voluntaries. Not sure what that was about officially, but here we are going into training camp without probably 1 or 2, 3 players. But it's all right. And, from what Daboll had said, he wants trustworthy, dependable, reliable players. Smart, dependable, trustworthy. So that theme continued on throughout the rest of off-season, training camp, preseason. Preseason, we didn't expect too much. DJ looked a little shaky from all reports. I went to training camp, and training camp, he didn't look all that great, but I felt the O-line was still a mess in progress. So, couldn't really judge too much off of it, but training camp really showed that, we still had a lot to work on. By the time the preseason came around, it was a lot of hesitancy to say that we were going to be a decent team. Definitely, looking back on it, where we are now, 6 months later to going back to August, wouldn't have expected what we got. But, this was a process, and we knew year one was about, one, trying to figure out who Daniel Jones really is. Is he our first future quarterback? Is he trade bait? Is he going to be released after the season? We didn't know, because we've seen flashes of him doing real well, especially his rookie year, mixed in with a bunch of turnovers. And then we're seeing a gun-shy, robotic kind of quarterback who didn't really have a chance to succeed. One, because of the offensive line. Two, because of various offensive schemes. And next thing you know, hey, here we are, year 4, and we don't know who he is. So this year, Daboll and Shane decided, look, we're not going to give him this 5th-year option. He's going to have to prove it to us. So if he proves it to us, cool. We got a money issue we need to work out at the end of the season. If he doesn't prove it to us, hey, we're in the market for a quarterback, because we're going to suck and we'll have a top pick anyway. So it is what it is. They rolled the dice, and we've seen where that took us. So, hey, we're good. Also, Saquon, is he back? Is he a fractured running back? Is he still explosive? Can he still produce? Hey, we got to find out. Saquon is more than alive and can definitely help us. Probably our most explosive player on offense all season. The potential to take it to the house anytime he touches the ball. So it was what it was. So going into the regular season, things, there's still a lot of questions, but we figured we were laying the groundwork. Kenny Golladay didn't prove to be a number 1 receiver. Daboll didn't hand out any starting positions, blah, blah, blah. You had to earn it on the field. And with Colin Johnson outplaying him, things looked mighty bleak for Kenny Golladay, and we knew we couldn't get rid of him yet, so we had to play out at least this year to see if maybe things come around. But it was a big blow to us. One, for Colin Johnson to blow his ACL out, and hey, we just had to move on from there. We had a couple, of course, there's always these preseason stars who come out, David Sills and stuff like that, who didn't really make an impact during the season. He was out there early on, and kind of figured out, yeah, he is who he was, but hey, we move on. But yeah, our biggest blow in the preseason was Kayvon Thibodeaux. In true Giants Nation fashion, of course, we're looking forward to something big, and something big happens. And it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I believe it was the MCL tear, sprain, whatever it was. Kept him out for the rest of the preseason. I think he suffered it against Cincinnati. Next thing you know, he's going to miss the first couple games of the regular season. So, outlook on the beginning of the season was a little bleak, a little dim. We didn't know what we were getting into, but here we are, going into game 1 against Tennessee. If you made it this far, thank you for checking this out. I definitely will have part one of the regular season, basically first quarter season coming up. But do me a favor, go ahead and like, subscribe, send me some comments, let me know what you think so far. But yeah, part 2 of this 6 series will be out shortly.